This is part two of me wrapping my C6 Corvette black and then wrapping it as a Metallica racing livery. I'm a big Metallica fan. I am professionally trained as a rapper, but I don't really do it anymore. It's been a few years. I think I was trained like 8 years ago. Used to have a business, that kind of thing, but kind of just do it for fun anymore. It is pretty hot out in Vegas when I did this about 6 months ago and just wrapping it black, but Corvette hoods are pretty easy, or at least the C6s are. What I'm really doing is what they call making the bed, kind of picking up the corners and glassing everything out, pulling it from corner to corner, but lifting it very softly, not to drag the vinyl, so you get little I can't remember what they call it, dust bunnies or something. You can actually kind of wipe off some of the adhesive and leave it there. So you do it very softly, lift it up, get some air underneath it, pull it tight, pull it down to the corners. It's called glassing. It's something you can do with Avery Dennison, maybe cheetah wrap, 3M. You can kind of do it. Some of the other brands you can do it a little bit. It's just harder because the air release mechanism isn't as good as Avery Dennison, but those different vinyls have different properties and different advantages and different disadvantages. Overall, Avery's probably the best and the easiest to wrap by yourself, and so that's what I prefer to do by myself. I'm used to it. Cheetah wrap's also pretty good for wrapping by yourself. 3M is too, but it's a little easier to get glue lines, even since they advanced things to their 2080. I'm sure everybody's really interested in that type of stuff. Anyway, after I kind of glassed it out, I kind of went down the middle, squeegeed it, holding at an angle like that, work it through there. I'm using a little bit of my wrap finger, if you will. But I really just kind of start at one side, work my way around, get to the recessed area. And I kind of had two different angles of video in this, but I chose this one. The lighting's not the best. The other side's a little darker, but you can kind of see how some of the air as I work through, and you can actually see me crossing over the lines. I'm probably not as efficient as I used to be, where you really don't want to go over the same spot twice, because you're trying to be efficient if you're really trying to have a business and make money. But again, this is my car. Haven't done it in a while, but you can see me pushing the air out by kind of going at a slight angle each time, giving the air some place to go, and just squeegeeing down. There's different techniques for recess areas. That's where the hood goes from high to low. But with Avery, and having a lot of experience with Avery or just wrapping in general, I know it can handle the recess area, so I didn't have to feed it in. I could just glass it down and just squeegee it out. Go to the edge here to where the hood meets the quarter panel, and then a few centimeters past, or an inch or so past, just to give it something to adhere to and give me a place to cut later with a knife. Because I can't cut with a knife, you really can use knifeless tape too, and I suggest you do that if you're just kind of begin wrapping. But there was I think it's an open gap there, so you can cut pretty easy. You'll kind of see me do that, but I didn't do this with the purpose of educational wrapping, because I did it a while ago. So I don't really have too many close-ups, so I apologize for that. But if you have any questions, let me know. There's a lot of videos out there about wrapping. Some do it, I don't know, I don't want to say the right way or wrong way, because the right way is if you can get it done and it lasts. And I haven't had a wrap really not last, so I'm not too concerned about it. But you can see that air right there as I squeegee it through, and just kind of goes right through and just kind of goes right out where there's an open spot there where the recess area is. Other vinyls, you can't really do that. You kind of have to Pac-Man it in or help hold it up. So sometimes you have to have more people, or you have to use more heat gun. And if you notice, most of the times I do this wrap throughout the different videos I'll put out, I don't use a lot of heat unless I'm healing something, or I'm going to go over a very complex stretch, because Avery Dennison has what they call a cold stretch. You can just grab it and stretch it. It's very rubbery to a certain extent. It was very hot out, so I did have to heal things a lot, because I get zippers that you can get when it's kind of taking the backing paper off, especially when it's hot out. So you kind of wrap when it's 70, 72 degrees, and it's like 90. So it's not the best idea, but I live in Vegas. What are you going to do? Kind of finish out the glass here, and then I kind of go and cut the sides, or at least cut it out so I can open up the hood and finish the corners. I'm a little OCD, so it takes me a long time to do my corners. I used to be very, very fast doing like a Koji corner or whatever, or just fold it over, but it really takes me a long time, because I want it to last a long time, and I want it to be pretty close to perfect. So and I just don't have the confidence I used to, and I'm old and slower, and my eyesight's not as good, so what are you going to do? So I did switch to the other camera here. It's a little darker, but I'm just kind of cutting along the edge very slowly with a sharp blade. Kind of go around the car, take off the remaining, and then finish the edges. Wipe her down, and then Bob's your uncle. Okay, so I pulled off all the excess, and then I'm kind of working on the top. Of course, this hood goes up the other way, so it's a little harder to reach sometimes. So again, it takes me a while to work on the very sharp corners there. I kind of do like a Koji corner where I give it a little bump, kind of pull it over, heat it so it kind of shrink wraps it, and then I kind of stick the knife parallel to it under the corner, and then cut to that so it wraps around it really tightly. And then on the back side, you want to get it folded over nice, easy, and then pick a spot how deep you want to do it and just kind of cut it with your blade. You can use knifeless tape too, but I didn't do that. But again, I'm probably a little OCD, just working my way there. Once you get everything off, you kind of just, along the edges, everywhere on the edges, you start up high and just slowly work your hand up and down until it wraps all the way around. And you, of course, use a heat gun to seal it up. Takes any wrinkles out of it. It shouldn't have any wrinkles, but it helps adhesion kick in. Avery is both pressure and heat activated. Some vinyls are pressure activated, some are heat activated, some are a little bit of both. So it always helps to know the vinyl that you're working with. Usually you wrap the hood first because most hoods are pretty easy. I didn't do that. I've done several Corvettes, but haven't done it in a while. But I went and did the back window first. That video is already out, and probably took longer than it needed to because I didn't do a lot of the things I should have. But the hood didn't take me long at all. So I just kind of wipe it clean here with some alcohol, get all my fingerprints off, and all done. Thanks for watching. Look for more videos on the channel as I wrap my Corvette black and then move on to the decals.